Okay, wait.
The women colonization in Africa. Yeah, open. Um, yes, of course. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, you can start.
Okay, yeah. Thank you everyone for for coming to this panel, and I'm so happy to see every one of us. And I just heard from one of my panelists that he's not going to be able to be here, but it's not too late to start off. And today we are going to be starting with one of our panelists, Bamidele Ali, who is going to be speaking on the unknown stories of Nigerians in the UK and France. And just big background of one of my panelists, Bamidele holds a master's degree in Franco-German in marketing and management from LO Sorbonne Nouvelle Paris 3 in Paris, and a master's in European business from ESP Europe, and which have completed in Oxford, in Berlin and Oxford. She completed a BA in African Studies with a focus on Yoruba Hausa in June 2014 at the Institut National de Langue et Civilisation Orientale in Paris, and MA in African History at Panthéon Sorbonne University, Paris, and in 2015. So I want us to please join me and welcome Bamidele as she gives her talk on the unknown stories of Nigerians in the UK and France.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me for this panel. So I'm trying to conscious at the time and going to try to be quick as soon as possible. So the background of this paper, the first one of this paper is an application of two papers. One on private fostering of Nigeria in the 1949, maybe starting in 1950s. And the other one is about the diaspora in France, which seems to be invisible. So I started the journey when many years ago, and I wrote this paper is based on the version I wrote in 2016. It was peer reviewed. just as and also paper was peer reviewed, they were supposed to be published. Actually, I was advised to make it public of this so as you can see in the content, the first date is about like pursuing the United Ocean. The other ones organizing diaspora reforms. So most people tend to think that most Nigerians in Europe, the immigrants in Europe, to the United Kingdom rather than other countries in Europe. So you can put the publishing. So part fostering, so the first of it part fostering in the UK shows the unique phenomenon in Europe and to the UK. And if you see there were between 6,000 and 9,000 privately fostered children in Britain, the majority of which were of West African parentage. By 1960, there were circa 21,000 Africans in Britain, categorized as students, and they placed their children African born and British born in private fostering arrangements. And the second wave of Nigerian immigration were workers who had to work many of antisocial hours, like and seats, and place the children under the same condition. The second paper, the second part of the paper is focuses on a Nigerian diaspora in France, which tends to be has become more visible in the last 10 years. And to France the 90s. Yeah, Nigerians and immigrants who suffer with West Africa and into the UK at the start of the 20th century. And the question was, are they really visible? Also, what type of Nigerian communities are in France, and if they are distinct from other African communities of French people. And how they are the in French society, and they reinvent the identity all the time. The reason for this is because I read 2 years ago as well a book by Patrial, is a professor in history in Sciences Po, Paris, who wrote a book called La Constitution Noire, and he realized he became African and black when he moved to the US for 1 year as a student. And he specialized on Afro-American communities in the US. And when he got his book, a lot of Senegalese talked to him because of his surname and his first name. And he realized actually that even though the most Africans experience a type of discrimination in France, not in the United States. So we can move to the next slide. So I give a definition of private fostering and the reason of private fostering. So the definition as of now, private fostering is when a child under the age of 17 or 18 years old is someone who's of the teen guardian or person with personal responsibility for more than 20 days. Private fostering is not the same as a fostering arrangement with the local authority, as you will see later. The reason for those were economic circumstances in the UK, 1960s and Nigeria. So there was a large migration from Nigeria in the 1960s, where a lot of the program was students. And it was a time when the UK was building up the economy, and actually it was as well to find housing in the cities, and because of discrimination on the ground. So some became pregnant with 10 with kids, and they decided to replace their kids with families, as they would do if it was in Nigeria. Next, please. So here you see an advertising that. So I've been circulating some magazine. You can see where there's a loose sticker, and you see this type of ads in the nursery. In the nursery world magazine. So this magazine has been in existence since 1950s. And here it shows that foster wanted African boy. Please contact him, and there's his address. He passes to bridge the boat, and there's a telephone number. So there was also some issues, sort of cultural disruption between Nigeria and the cat. So child in Nigeria, child is raised with an extended family. And there's a high value at formal education. So and a lot of Nigerian lads to be allowed to get employment back in Nigeria and to replace the place factory workforce in the public and private sector. And there's also tends to be very expensive on the families today in children. In the UK, based on what I'm tends to be policy, There's no high value for academic university, more class hospitality. Most of the schemes were totally now classroom. And I came across one case where actually one child was one other child. It was privately hosted in a classroom. So all those Nigerians who speak tech were mostly in a class class. And the next slide, you can see an example of the differences. Next slide. So here we have an article in the letter, which was written by Sayano to show the family of kids. And she works at those readers who have read that my website they like to see my certificate for the family and has their opinions on my because of British culture. They know what that's why you should not just rule their parents. It's easy because those start on the edge. So next slide. As a condition quite possible when the impact on the attitude of the children for the students. Because as I said earlier, the middle class Nigerian parents most of the kids working class family because it's cheap. And the visit from birth parents were often rare. And eventually, the children with birth parents and foster parents are shared relationship because they didn't have the same views on how to raise a child. And the foster parents didn't understand the culture of the birth parents. And as I said, I met one case where the lady was fostered by a foster mother was a middle class. And it has an impact on the identity of the children. So they have no material relationship with parents, like parents, and biological parents. Most identify mostly with shelter or sometimes that's a strong connection with Nigeria. So it's a case like this. So the next part of this paper is Nigerian diaspora in France. So the Nigerian diaspora in France followed two paths. So it started in the 50s, mostly students and also consular authorities. There's also the Ejiro connection that you know in southwestern Nigeria. So Ejiro go the shore. So the Ejiro connection is that a lot of them actually were already in Africa, Mauritania, Togo, and migrated to France. And France was viewed as a form of diversification to destination, because sometimes some Nigerians don't want to be in the food where they're taking care and friends. And it followed that's very exists very political and economic hardship in Nigeria under the Shagari years. So as one of the question I had, because for both cases I had a questionnaire, so question I asked about then is if you have strong connection with legal entrance in France through some diaspora organization, because some Nigerians create a little bit of validation to need for time to time. So you guys could get there. And ask as well if they have connection with other Africans and also their connection to French people. So it's also a mixed bag of best circumstances. So mostly, I think there's a strong connection with Nigerians because there's a cultural kinship. Sometimes connection with other Africans can be strained because the cultures can be different. Or maybe it depends also on social status in society. And also there's a certain projection from other Africans in France. But overall, I noticed that there were a good connection with French people, so traditional French people. And there's also, interestingly, an influence actually in France. In Nigeria, in France, in cultures, with cultural inclusion, thanks to the creative industries, such as I noticed as well in some area of Paris that the delay is also in offer. So in the delay, you don't have the hairstyle with the scarf. There's also Nigerian music that have been broadcast with some kind of TVs like Choice Africa. There's also Nollywood TV, which is available not only on the internet, but also on some available in France. And there's also an annual Nollywood festival in Paris. So my conclusion to the Paris Festival. First of all, people are aware that obviously the scope of this dark directions is to see common about Nigerian Paris also the hits in the UK. And as they were not best addressed by the own parents in Nigeria. And for communication, they can focus on early knowledge with the how back in Nigeria to send thoughts to their extended families. It is also critical for fostering right outside the control of the state, in fact, the global station for fostering in the UK. And it was also a problem of accessing information because many of those these sponsor arrangements were not reported to the local authority or social services. And also this project is based on oral history, so I contacted a number of people. And it was also one of the main issues was to build trust. So that is the and share information about the public life. Sometimes the experience will not. So yeah, and also there's still there's a plan attached to the explanation from social groups and non-Nigerian communities. And sometimes people ask them to they don't want to visit the past, which was can be and that's notes that nowadays is an advantage of a multiple identity and to be able to connect cross-border, cross-culture, and to be a chameleon. And also, I'm going to show well that when a culture and an identity develop and adapt and develop to any circumstances. In that respect, functioning Diaspora, embraced not by the biological parts, could be also considered as also together. As for the Nigerians in France, the Nigerian Diaspora is not considered a scholarly attention that he deserves. It's not a growing cultural influence, social transportation, and the diverse African diaspora communities. And also the increasing consumption of new product made in Nigeria. And all the other Nigerians, that psyche of contribution and also African fields. That's a big issue. Presence in cost in the last decade. The currency in the exchange fashion, 22 young author and designers. And the increasing of French costs as a whole, quite complete. Actually, that's 20 plus 10 years. So I tried to get because we also didn't have any question after that. Your questions. So because the first paper has the first part is 20 papers, and the second part is over 20 pages. So I have a lot of details, and you can see the look at those sources that I wrote on eBay in 2015. But you can have access to some reports to data back from the 1950s as well. And this is 1976, the comments that was
Thank you so much. I think we should go to our next presenter now, Blessing Arize, who is a lecturer at the university, Nanda Azikiwe University, and today she's going to be presenting on the Europe-Africa relations in the 21st century. And please join me in welcoming Blessing Arize.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, my name is Blessing. My topic of my response is titled Europe-Africa relations in the 21st century. What this research is based on the fact that despite the enormous regional resources of the African West, as well as the long-standing relationship with Europe, African freedom. This paper is founded because on the world. So I like the kind of events of Europe-African relations. to highlight the challenges of many, to highlight the current priorities and review partnership strategy. To successfully achieve that function, to research questions on the culture, how are the relationship between the continent, the people of the defense of the movement. Second, how to Africa achieve practical organization in space of this relationship. As a part of the introduction, the relationship between Africa and Europe dates back as far as 14th century, passing through different cities such as the strong position of Africa colonization, as well as the eventual position of African countries up to the independence of most African states from 1950s. And all this laid the foundation for the relationship between the two continents. However, in recent times, this relationship between the both continents have evolved a lot of priorities, which I can't already comment on the new partnership strategy, which includes economic partnership, education, climate regulation, humanitarian and crisis response, digital innovation celebration, migration, and other issues of the nation. Now, the first age to sell in Cairo in 2000 was the first relationship between the African and Europe. However, the second age, which was held in Lisbon in 2007, where we joined AU African strategy open or mark a fresh or formal opening of the relationship between the two countries. And in looking at different aspects of the relationship, we have partnership in the area of, like I said earlier, economic partnership, education, technology partnership. I'm not going to go into details because of time, but then I'll have to explain economic partnership and education. Under the economic partnership, the main drive in economic partnership is like and trade. In other words, trade is driving the development of place in the EU. While Africa exports raw materials and agricultural goods to Europe, exports capital and consumer goods to Africa. However, this shows that both the export or the import continents are different. Then also, in the aspect of education, we have cooperation between Africa and Europe. Like for instance, we see grants, we see scholarship, we see funding programs. For instance, there is what we call Erasmus funding program. Again, European Region Action Scheme for the mobility of the university students. This program was created in 2001 and sustained from 2021 and end 2027. This enables African countries or university students from Africa to come to European countries in the European Union. Then in the area of talking about challenges, we have peace and security, we have climate change, we have health challenges, we have migration. In the area of health challenges, the recent COVID-19 exposed the vulnerability and the inability of most African countries to handle or tackle health. Then in this instance, the two continents, Europe and Africa, sought the substitute to come together in order to solve the issue of death, to avoid a issue of what happens in the. Then another challenge is peace and security. And also have climate. Then looking at the current priorities, at the last AU, which was held last 2020, as between February 17 and February 18, there was a new there was an attempt for the comprehensive strategy conference. And this is the vision for that joint vision for 2010. And this vision was there was a commitment, or there was a shift from their initial focus, and covers more prosperous and sustainable African economy, include and enhance cooperation for enhance and reciprocal partnership for migration and mobility, and other issues. Now, talking about the research with the first one was, like I said earlier, on whether the nations have benefited the two countries. The paper and that it has benefited both countries in some experts, and Africa also is doing the developmental in the area of peace and security in 2003, 2003. European Union intervened in both just conflict and accident situation in Africa. However, the paper has that this relationship as a matrica, in other words, relationship on balance or both sides. What does it mean? It means that Africans, the Europeans are at the receiving end, while Africans are at the giving end. Africans, they have the raw material, they give the Europe to send it back to Africa. Africa buys and higher rate. Now imagine, for instance, the issue of crude oil, where Africa exports the refine and send it back to Africa, then they sell and buy food. Then what happens to other products like that? Then another instance is the Russian-Ukraine war. The Russian-Ukraine war is full to witness in African development. For instance, during that period, there was a shortage of export of beans. And we all know that Ukraine exports beans. Mostly African countries depend on it. Now, because of the war that affected that export of that bean, many African countries find it hard. It led food intake to most African countries. Then the second question. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I want to say thank you for our panelists for this interesting paper. I don't know if anyone on. So I am wondering if anyone on the floor has a question for our panelists before we, because
Just two of them.
Yes.
yeah, two of our panelists did not show up today. They couldn't make it for one or two reasons.
Okay, yeah, please. I have comments about two questions. Yeah, thank you, Vandele and Lesson for sharing your thoughts. Those are quite interesting. For Vandele, I kind of share some of the points expressed to the realities of Nigerians, ways by which such cope in the environment represents and it's similar to what I have done where I am based in Canada. What I was speaking to specifically, which came out in the presentation, is ways by which such immigrants adapt by time in their host countries. And you listed a couple of such ways, and this is what I recommend to people who come to us and find out how they can survive in the environment. One of the things we do is to look actively for Nigerian communities, or if you like, communities of other kinds of African folks. I mean, which, and I put a caveat. So while you're doing that, for the purposes of the fact that these are people who understand me, these are people who share a couple of things in common. You cannot do that at the detriment of strong connections
for those who don't look like it. To use it is to severely limit the sense in which they try. So while it is okay on the one hand to seek those who look like him, to seek them out and be a relationship with them, it's also important to explore, those new individuals or relatively new individuals that you've not met before in that sense. And this strike at the heart of the way in which I promise scholarship, which is that at the center of it must be the conscious seeking and celebration of different in this sense. So it's in that way that your paper resonates quite strongly. Thank you for sharing that. And to Blessing, your topic is very huge, and I understand the constraints of time. I think the Ugandan writer called Dead Age, and the name of that author is Samuel. The book is Dead Age. Zambia, right? So, what this author argues is that what? Samuel. So, what this author argues is that the aids that come from places such as Europe, are not valuable, for improving the human situations in the countries that receive them. If anything, those aids further rob them and put them in very bad place. And that's good if you look at them. So where Africans or African countries position themselves as those who must be receiving, they help to strengthen that. It's my bag that is protecting. Sorry. So, I guess the point of making that where Africans are positioned as the recipient of this aid, what they do is they're contributing to the strengthening of the unequal relationship that we're talking about here. The last point I want to make, and then quick time, is I think if you're going to develop this debate, I think you should pay attention to the way in which you're framing this particular point. And when you talk about relationship between Europe and Africa, I carefully listen to see if you would disambiguate that. But what I heard again and again is, and I may be wrong, please let me know. I don't think two continents, in that form category can be related. There's the units within them that will relate. And the nature of that relationship will differ from one country to another within on a continent. So the notion that Africa is relating with Europe is more confusing rather than eliminating in any sense. So if you're developing the debate, you want to be more specific about it. Who are those relating? What is coming out of that? Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Any further question?
I also want to I want to talk about the relationship also. That on the one hand, we can argue that relationship is asymmetric or is non-mutualistic, because we believe that Africans are always giving. But I also believe that giving, or in this sense, that Africans are also giving. Africans, or most African countries, have also positioned themselves as receivers or as dependent on the aid. If you look at this COVID-19 situation, there were some scientists in Africa that claimed to have discovered potential vaccines that
research on. And we see the attitude of the government and non-profit organizations to such claims was not encouraging. And if we look at it, the eventuality was like everybody was just waiting for the, outside to bring the vaccine to us as the savior or as the big brother of Africa. So if we look at it this way, we put ourselves as we do not have export orientation. What we have is import substitution. We just want to import and we want to be helped. If you look at the election, for example, that just happened, so some people believe that there were malpractices. And what were they saying? They were sending messages. Let the US ban this person. Let UK ban this person. But if you look at it the other way around, when there were crises during or disagreement during Trump and the Biden situation, there were issues, but the Americans were not calling on any African country and saying, ban Trump from coming to your country. So we position ourselves as someone who is looking up onto them, looking up for rescue, want them to come and rescue us, want them to come and give to us. And as long as we still exhibit this dependency trait, we will always be on the receiving end, and that receiving will also attract exploitation because they are not just going to give without getting anything in it. Even if it's to dictate, if they're not getting anything materialistic, at least to dictate or have a neo-colonial influence, it's still part of what they receive. So I think our positioning ourselves as dependent is also part of the problem. Thank you.
Before we go on, I want to respond a little bit before the next person raising their hand. I think the first person that raised question about the relationship between these two continents, I think it's a valid question. It's going to help our first panelist, Bamidele, narrow down the arguments that she's making. But before I give open the floor for the for question, there is a question here online that directs to Ms. Arize, asking, do you think that Africa will be able to achieve this practical decolonization? I think that this question needs some contextualization for our panelists to be able to respond, but I don't know if she has anything she wants to say. But
Okay, anyone else? I think I mentioned on how Africa will achieve, and I said that the problem, I mentioned the problem that Africa faces. For instance, the issue of corruption, we have bad leadership, we have security issues, security issues and all, security issues and all that. Now, I'll say that achieving this colonization is possible. Is okay, but then it's going to take time, the gradual process that will involve collective effort, the skill and will of all sectors that are going to be involved. So when it's going to be achieved, I do not know. The paper does not know also. But I know, the only thing I know is that it's going to be a gradual process.
Thank you so much for that response. Yeah, go ahead, please.
I have the issue where it's not for me to ask to the last that's right.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, let me commend you for your presentation, your paper. But then while you were talking, I listened to you and you said something, you mentioned it on the background that has to do with Europe and Africa. And for that, we are referring to the period of the party slavery. Perhaps we need to go back and check it's struggling. If you check the as people say, you can see, particularly the major scholarship in the issue of Europe and African relationship. It goes beyond that to, there are contracts even during the Trans-Saharan period. I will referring to the work by this man, John Conway. He did a very fantastic work about the Islamic region of Africa there and their contacts with China. Then you mentioned the issue of you say, maybe you may not pay attention. You mentioned colonialism is dead. I was a bit worried when you mentioned it. I think perhaps you should use better terms like, as far as I'm concerned, I want to challenge that your wisdom. Colonialism is not dead. Colonialism is reloaded in another what we call new colonialism. If you look at, I want to refer you to a work written by Mr. Stevens, Globalization and its Context. You will get better information about this issue, Africa, and Europe, and other parts of the world. And the response to some of the comments just made now, some of these issues you mentioned, sometimes you have to be very careful when we mention some of these things. You're mentioning things like security, things like corruption, these are global issues. They are not issues that are peculiar to Africa in this time. So when you are treating such issues, you have to be very, very careful. You might want to argue that perhaps you have some of these issues more in Africa. But then you're looking at it, it's more like an African thing. I'm sure it's beyond that. The final requirements, I was a bit worried. Your paper is very interesting. And my worry is this, if I want to ask,
the first year says, the points that perhaps likely to look at it when you say that. And that point is when she talks about insecurity, corruption says it's not a localized problem, it's a global problem. When I hear Nigerians fully say that, it bothers me a little bit. Because when I hear them say, which is always the statement of people who are not willing to address anything, because you call their attention to something about how they conduct affairs. Rather than engage you with give attention to that, they are trying to say to you, hold on, have you been to Yankee? I think it's reflection. It's an attempt to create a structure in which is without facing the culture. They're interested in normalizing it as something that is inhuman. I come from a place where we went into government one sense, despite the fact that there is corruption. You can't go to government. You can't. I guess what we call it corruption here. It's basically a term that is inadequate for capturing national movement. How would you, for example, decide a governmental organization or anything that would be this? It went to another fellow country, took their head, brought this here, and blossomed them on this. Your corruption, capture, exactly. You don't see it. Where else in the world would you do that? Oh, I'm sorry, I just wanted to point that out when you say, I don't see, for example, what is wrong in making that claim about the point that one of the reasons, I will say that so that one of the reasons why we are always involved in asymmetric related once that put us in very bad place. It's also because we're unwilling, to put our house in order. Some of the things you look up in North America before or you, there are things that we can competently accomplish while we can be serious, And I rather say, let me just wrap up with this incident that happened in Consumer before I came. Last month, I ran into the director of an office used to international relations and all that. And he told me that some vice chancellors from Nigeria are coming to the seats by Sunday. And I was interested, and I said, what are they coming to? When he said they're coming to then some things. We was very fun. You would take such a money to travel to my school. You can just feel like coming to London. And I'm not putting my school in bad school. It's a very great school. However, I do know, and I have a professor here from OED. I do know that if you look at the faculty, the number of faculty in OED, most of them are full-time the faculty. If you do have contract staff and contract that also maybe they are small. That's not how it works in Nigeria. That's not how it works. That's not how it works in the US. Predominantly in this contract staff are the ones who run, the courses. Is that what coming to school to that? Yeah. But it's not the problem. I mean, I said it of course. Because when I was done, the following week I saw the same man, and it was to give me the report of what transpired from that. And he said, when those that sent along first, they came to the very event that they traveled 1.5 hours behind schedule. Secondly, and this is stubborn. The two of them never met the event. And amongst those who came, about 3 to 5 of them were outside throughout the session. And they didn't know, fumbling with their phones. That's what this guy going to do there. And to wrap it up, one of them who attended the session told the facilitator, oh, I like the whole idea of what we did here. And we replicate it in Nigeria. This fellow said to them, oh, if my school releases me to do that, I will go, I'll be very happy to come to do that. He said, no, I'm saying between you and me, today, listen. I mean, how do you guys also serious? So for me, it goes to the heart of what I am thinking there. But I think that the point is validly made. Corruption is one that helps to strengthen this asymmetrical relationship that we personally have. And so we cannot conclude, oh, it's not valid, it's a national, or it's a global problem. So that's what I will do.
That's what actually. I'm not
Thank
saying
you so much.
Okay, I guess. Yeah,
I don't know if our presenters have anything to say before we wrap up our session.
Okay, yeah, no more thing. I'll add something. When I talk about colonialism being there and all, mention I talked about, I was referring to colonial there as one of the problems affecting Africa. And that's why I said colonialism is there and not there. Using that phrase, I meant, of course, Africans are not in the independence. But then, what's happening now? There is not a continuation of dependence. So using the word colonialism, it is there, it's not on, it's past. Colonization is past, like colonialism is gone. But then what's happening now? There is a continuation of dependence of most African countries. If you look over whatever. So that's the meaning there. It doesn't mean it is, I don't know your own understanding of colonialism is there. That's the meaning there. Sorry?
It's the last question we can ask.
Then the last point you showed. What's
The focus
the
is what is the
Okay,
argument?
the central argument of this work is based on the fact that the relationship between Europe and Africa is asymmetrical, meaning it is unbalanced. Why? As a result of continuation of dependence, over dependency of Africa. Receiving those aid, both development, humanitarian, receiving those aid. Now, what are they trying to do here? In as much as Europe is giving European engagement in Africa is characterized by the implementation of aid and is projecting Europe to still maintain its position as it's still that corruption and bad leadership. Of course, Africa is The geographical police, they have the capacity, they have the capability to build themselves and live over dependence. It's not as if we are not going to like receive any aid from them, maybe in case of emergency. So that's not the point. But the point is there should be a limit to everything. That is the point, that is the argument. This is still a work in progress. I intend to develop it at the end of the day, but that's the argument. Okay.
I think, yeah, thank you so much.
Ask a question of
My question goes to Blessing, and I see, okay, what I just want to say is, like, I listened to the paper, and I was trying to, like, maybe if you are talking about global African relations, maybe you pick a particular was maybe something specific. Maybe okay, like this aid that they gave Nigeria in maybe 2000. I'm just trying to say that, and the thing was supposed to this, that this is how, as in, so that people because like this now is general African, Europe-African relations or something. Of course, I don't want to repeat what you said, that it should be more, because Africa is large. Europe is not just a place. So that it might be Nigeria, clinical relations or something. So, and in looking at that, you might want to pick up a particular relationship, maybe a particular aid that was given, that we can, okay, the extent, because that is like Africa and Europe, we all know that it's not, or something like we're told, something really new that, okay, this particular time, they gave this aid, it was so and so, but that was the aid mismanaged, and what was the result? Like, you can maybe structural adjustment program that they were told that, okay, to boost our economy, and we should devalue it, and how the thing came to affect us economically. So that's what I'm saying, that something specific, so that people can really look at it and okay, that thing, that was how, okay, people can relate with it and just that is general. That.
Thank you so much. I don't know, I'll narrow it down. Like, I'll have to like more specific, the country from this side and that's like this. Then in the area of the cooperation, I mentioned initially when I was talking about the education cooperation, I mentioned the program coming to the area. So they started in 2014 January. And it's there, and it's going to end 2027. I don't know whether they'll extend it after 2027, but it enables university students from African countries to go to countries within the European Union to study. It's economic program. Then also during COVID-19, under humanitarian crisis response, we are also responding during the night. So look at me. I don't have my laptop with me. I would have shown I have that for there. At the end of the day, I'll still narrow it down and touch.
Thank you so much for panelists. Thank you God for participants. I hope you had an interesting section. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the questions you raised. And I believe that from here we'll be able to, our panelists will be able to reshape their paper and make something good out of it. I think we'll call it the end of the section.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.